The Missoula City Council had a busy Monday night with their resolutions urging Montana's congressional delegation to oppose current legislation being discussed, bringing out the public. And the city also approved its Prost plan.
Before public comment on the resolutions, the council first appointed Lonnie Rash to be the Missoula Fire Department's new chief, with his first day being July 7th. The appointment was passed unanimously and with enthusiasm, a motion that the Missoula Firefighters Union, representing 116 of the 126 firefighters in Missoula, was in full support of.
We believe that Chief Rash is going to provide us with that vision and strategy, credibility and trust, and most importantly, strong leadership. And I think sometimes the importance of leadership is overlooked a little bit in the fire department, and we really need that strong leadership. We think he'll provide that.
The resolution urging Montana's congressional delegation to oppose the, quote, One Big Beautiful Bill was sponsored by Councilmember Eric Melson. The resolution was specific to the city's opposition to the legislation's impacts on public lands.
They're where we learn, where we seek challenge, where we fall in love, where we raise our kids, where we ramble and reflect and find silence and solitude and connect with each other and with the world that we inhabit.
The public came out to state their support for the resolution, which ultimately passed unanimously.
I feel really grateful that we are talking about something and making a statement on something that is out of our control, as Jordan was mentioning, taking a stand on things that are outside of our purview.
I have to point out also that these public lands are our privileges, as long as they're allowed to be, as long as we allow them to be, but they are our rights as long as we continue to demand them to be. So I urge everyone to continue to demand them to be our rights for the future.
The public also came out to speak in their support for the resolution urging Montana's congressional delegation to oppose the piece of legislation because of its impacts for programs like Medicaid and SNAP.
I'm a retired special education teacher, and Medicaid paid for physical therapy, speech therapy, occupational therapy for students that could not afford it, and was super important and it still is important.
Here in Missoula, these cuts could result in thousands of Missoulians losing access to the care and food they need. That is why we're urging you to take a stand against these cuts with this resolution.
City Council also approved the Parks, Recreation, Open Space, Trails, and Trees 2045 Master Plan, a plan that was 22 months in the making. The plan aims to support other city goals like housing, community health, and transit plans. In Missoula, I'm Zach Volheim, MTN News.